Use of unnecessary violence in the apprehension of the Blues Brothers has been approved.
Are you the police?
No, ma'am. We're musicians.
Brilliant. Welcome to Remember 64, where this week we are singing the blues. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the show. Hello, if you are a returning listener or viewer, and welcome, of course, if this is your first time joining us here at Remember 64 as we play, discuss the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between in the Nintendo 64's library. My name is David Petrangelo, and I'm headed to Chicago with a full tank of gas. I got cigarettes, even though I don't smoke. It's dark, and I'm wearing sunglasses. You could look back. Will you join me on this journey?
Hey, 3D platformer collecting musical notes? I'm in.
Hey, look at
that. Wait a minute.
I definitely thought of that as I was playing through it too. I go, wait a second.
They look exactly the same.
They look so much the same.
My gosh.
If anyone's watching, you can kind of see the background behind us here. This is just like straight from the box art, and the outline of the note and just the color is even exactly the same. Like it is.
They made the musical notes look exactly the same as in Banjo.
It's Banjo-Kazooie Brothers 2000. That's like
that's right.
Partially what that is. Yeah. We are talking about Blues Brothers 2000. Just a game that they kind of threw out there a little while ago between the two of us, and I thought, you know what? Yeah, let's try that. I've never played it. I remember seeing the movie when I was younger. Don't really know much about the game. Honestly, can't remember much about the movie, but I did grow up watching the Blues Brothers movie from time to time. I don't know if I remember much of the details, but that little ditty that you heard at the beginning of the episode is from one of the first trailers. I think it's like what they would have considered a teaser at the time in like 79 or 80 when the movie came out. So it's just a wacky time, an excuse to get SNL characters on the big screen. And then in 2000, they brought them back in a movie. And I guess they decided to make a tie-in game because that's the way things worked 25, 30, 40 years ago. So we'll get to a little bit of Blues Brothers and Blues Brothers 2000 in just a second. One of the first things I want to mention is I have now officially put up that poll I've been talking about the last couple of episodes about the Zelda games that we are hoping to play leading up to our playthrough and episode of Ocarina of Time. As of when this episode releases, it will be out for at least a few days. So we'll definitely have a couple more votes in at that point. But it's up on the Remember 64 YouTube page, which is where you can find it. So it'll be on our posts on YouTube. And of course, I'll share it on social media at Remember 64 Show. But right now, we have three choices that you can help us narrow down. So we have The Legend of Zelda on NES, the very first Legend of Zelda game, and a little bit of trivia, the very first game to ever have saving in it on a console.
Whoa.
First game ever to have a save. Yeah. Then The Adventures of Link, also on NES, which is Zelda 2, it says on the box. And then just a couple years after that, I don't have the exact year on it actually, is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the first one that was released on Game Boy, which I believe is the third or the fourth in the sort of, releases of the Zelda games. So those are the choices we have right now. As of this exact moment, we are sitting in the middle of February, and right now, Link's Awakening is ahead in the voting. So get your votes in. We have a couple dozen votes in already, and I just put it up a couple hours ago. So that's nice to see that people are engaging with that. But the post will remain up for some time. I'm just giving everybody a heads up that it is new and it is out there for you to take a look at. But
OG,
yeah.
OG.
Right now the OG's in last. I'm actually kind of surprised.
Oh man, but Link's Awakening.
Why? What's wrong with Link's Awakening?
Nothing. I just really want to play the old. I want an excuse to play the old one and beat it.
Play the first one. Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
beaten it. And
I don't think I have. I've definitely beat Link's Awakening back in the day. I think I had is it EX or DX that when they like re-released them or something?
Yeah,
EX. I think it's DX. Yeah, I had like a black cartridge and stuff.
DX, just like Sonic.
Just like they just come on, they just borrowed from Sonic, stole from Sonic.
Before earlier.
That's the one that I played. I would really like to play the Switch one that came out that they re-released.
Yeah, I got that one.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I never finished it though.
Honestly, mainly because it looks really cool. Like I love the art style of it and how they changed it. I heard there's some tweaks to it and stuff like that too. I just can't remember offhand what the details are, but yeah, Link's Awakening so far ahead. This could very easily change. The poll will be up for quite some time. I'm not planning to put a hard deadline on it just yet or anything like that. When we get closer to the day when we realize and when we pinpoint when we're going to be covering these games and playing them, I will do that. But first we're hearing of it officially could be right here in this episode. So head over to our YouTube page at Remember64 or Remember-64 and keep an eye on social media as I'll push it out there for people to get their votes in. And then on top of that, I haven't really mentioned it too much in the last little bit because I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. But I want to try and revamp a little bit of the Patreon page for the show. I've let it sort of stay a little bit stagnant in the last little while, just over the holidays things got. And then the early New Year, I was very sick. Obviously, holidays are a busy time for everybody. But I think I'm going to try to make sure that I focus a little bit more on that, kind of use it as like, I don't know, like the show's website almost. I know that the Fun and Games podcasts, Matt and Jeff, do a fantastic job of putting up different posts and reviews and videos and things like that for their page. And they do a really good job of it. So check theirs out and support those guys too. But I kind of want to do something similar, or at least try to do that. Finding the time is difficult here and there, but feel free to hold off on supporting the show if you want in the meantime. Totally fine. But I'm gonna actually put a more conscious effort in improving things and making sure that the content on the Patreon page for Remember64 is a little bit more consistent, I would say. And I'll go from there and maybe sort of change the tiers and what they offer and stuff like that, like early episodes or getting it on live streams and like things like that. So that is a little bit of housekeeping. I think that's it. And then hi, Jiggy's doggy's here. Hello. Is she just chewing your hand or is there something?
Yeah, she's chewing your hand. She just decided to be a menace.
Hello.
You're a cutie boy. You're cute.
You could say. That's all good.
Show them your cute little face. You're a good girl.
Show me your face. Show my face, lady. How's she been? Dog's been good?
Yeah, look at this. She knows tricks. Oh, I'll show you the.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Hi, doggy.
Sit.
Good
Give me
girl.
howdy. Give me howdy. Give me howdy. Oh, give me howdy. There we go. You can barely
Once
see
again, Jiggy bringing the content for the video
That's my little golden.
Hi, lady.
And there's my little
beautiful.
Cute.
And the cat. Oh, look at
that. Oh, wait,
face.
where'd she go?
Where'd she go?
Oh, you know what? She's behind the computer now.
Oh, okay. I love how you found out through panning your camera manually that the cat wasn't in the bed anymore.
she's always there, but with the dog
always
came
hanging
in, so
out. Every once in a while, she's in the background too, like in the corner. You've had it before and stuff. Yeah.
Just before the call,
the video content from or on you. Yeah, exactly. Which is again totally fine. Okay, now the housekeeping is behind us. Also, just stay tuned towards the end of our episode. I got a little music quiz for Jiggy once again. I'm going to play a song or a piece of score, I guess you could call it, from a game released 30 years ago in 1996. And Jiggy will have 4 choices to tell me what that game is. We will do that at the end of the episode after we talk about Blues Brothers 2000. Jiggy, look back. My question to you begins with any history with Blues Brothers in general, and none, not even the characters, not the movie, not the game, any of that stuff.
The only I guess there is a little bit of history with the Blues Brothers themselves, and that history
Sure, yeah.
includes when Drake and Josh did the "I'm a Soul Man" thing on an episode of Drake and Josh for the talent show.
Uh-huh.
That was my first exposure to that song, and my friend's dad was in a Blues Brothers like cover group or whatever, where he would be Dan Aykroyd's character. And then
Nice.
our other friend's dad was the other guy, John Belushi's character, and
Yep.
they would go and perform on stage with a
Perform.
backup
Oh,
band and stuff. Yeah.
that's awesome. Cool.
And
Did they have
they
the suits and
opened
everything, the outfits?
yeah, they did. And they opened for
Amazing.
an Elvis Presley impersonator.
Oh my
So
god.
it was pretty entertaining.
Unreal combo.
I think there may
Um,
have also been a not Tom Jones. No. Who's the one from the Monkees?
oh,
Davy Jones?
is that
Is
right?
that right?
Or is it just David Jones? I know exactly. I know it's something. Is it Jones? Something Jones, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
Monkees.
terrible. I'm terrible with this stuff. Monkeys.
Yeah,
was
it
not
is
something
Davy
I was
Jones.
familiar.
Yeah.
It is David Jones. Okay, all right. That sounded right, but I wasn't sure. Yeah. So that was all. That that's it.
Yep.
Did you know, or do you know? Like, the thing is, Blues Brothers in general is obviously before both our time. You know, they were around, came and went before I was even born. Obviously, you,
Yeah.
because you're younger than me too. But like, you know, they're SNL characters. That's where this came from. It originated as these guys creating these characters on Saturday Night Live when that show was only a couple years old or a year old, I think second or third season or something. And they just said, you know, let's just be a band. Let's just tour. Let's just make an album or two. And that's what they did. And this is just like the type of music that I just like in general. I love blues music in general, or rock music that has blues aspects in it. Like that's why I like the Black Keys or Jack White. Like that style of music is what I always gravitate towards, or at least the stuff that I gravitate towards the most, I would say. So when I realized what the Blues Brothers were when I was, I don't know, let's say 10 years old, I don't even know, something like that. You know, I didn't know that this was music I was going to love when I got older or whatever, but I was like, oh, this is fun. I had no idea it was related to SNL. I remember watching the movie when I was probably too young to watch the movie, and just seeing like these cool guys in suits and ties rocking out and being crazy. I was like, this is cool. And Blues Brothers 2000, like I said before, I think I remember watching the movie. Don't really remember enjoying it. Had no idea there was even a game at the time, honestly. So most of my experience, it's one of those tie-in games, one of those licensed games that just dominated so many cartridges in the 90s, especially on Nintendo and the Genesis, I would say. And this was just one of those. I never played this game before. I know that there's one that came out for NES, I believe, in like 91 or something, or
Really?
90. Yeah, it's just like a platformer, you know, very as you what you would expect from something like that at the time. But also somewhat strange that it's like 10 years after the movie came out, and like
Yeah, that is
almost a
bizarre,
decade.
isn't it?
Yeah, I guess they just didn't have. It's not like they had the NES in 1980 or anything, but like, you know, that kind of thing. So we're both going into this mostly blind, I would say.
Yeah, I don't even remember seeing this like at stores or anything, to be honest. Like
no,
this one's sort of like I think I found out about it on like a Reddit thread or something, because I was just like scrolling online and I'm like, I've never heard of this game. Or I'm like, there's a game's based on the Blues Brothers, and I thought it would be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think that what they created in the Blues Brothers in general is super cool. Like I said before, I love the fact that these guys, and Canadian icon, of course, Dan Aykroyd involved in this. Amazing. Still kicking, still doing awesome stuff. But like,
made by Titus, baby.
Made by Titus. That's one thing we'll get to for sure. And all these all the licenses at the beginning of the game, the scroll of all the songs they use.
And the fact that all the text is like super hard to read, and it's
you can
really
barely
fast.
see it.
Like, wow.
Can't Turn You Loose, 1965, and 1993 Irvin Music. I think that's what that says. Stuff like that. So, 1972, like, all these older songs. This is stuff I also grew up with, like just listening to songs and music from that era because my parents always had it on. So, yeah, I think that what they created in the Blues Brothers is so cool, but I don't know that Blues Brothers 2000 ever did all that well in general. And I think both our memories are probably pretty spot on that I don't really recall seeing this game in too many places. Again, a late life cycle for the N64 game. It came out in the first half, I want to say, of 2000. I think it was March or April of 2000. And it was supposed to come out the year before. What did I find? I found, oh, this is funny. Okay. I tried to look up reviews or information on some of the games most of the games that we're covering, because they're not too hard to find, right? One of the only things I found about this game was in 1999 from IGN 64. So this is when IGN was the 64 website, right? This is when it was in its infancy, and this was apparently updated in 2012 for some reason. I don't know what the update was, but it's I don't know why you would update it in 2012 of all things. The title of the article says "Singing the Blues." Titus delays Blues Brothers 2000 until, fittingly enough, 2000. And that's essentially what they wrote here. It's like a paragraph, and that's it. Because it's so short, I'll just read it mostly. Titus Software told IGN 64 today that it has decided to push back the release of the game. It was originally scheduled to hit the Nintendo 64 this fall. This is 1999. But Titus held off because Player One developed 3D platformer was reportedly, and we'll get to this, too easy to beat. That was the reason that they gave. Player One is currently tweaking the gameplay mechanics and control system in addition to increasing the length of the title. So according to Titus, the game will be ready for release in March of 2000. So yeah, a lot. As brief as that is, there's some things to unpack there, probably related to some of the gameplay here. Jiggy, what'd you think of Blues Brothers 2000? Let's start with a little bit of some overall thoughts.
Well, there's stuff about it I like. And the level design is not one of them.
I would agree with that.
which is like a huge part of enjoying a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
This is one of those, like, you got like random platforms to jump on. You've got lots of sort of just random things that don't make sense in the world. Like, I don't know. There's some silly things that I like jumping on trash cans to like get extra height. And
oh yeah, you sort of get like it's access almost like a trampoline.
Yeah, but it's sort of, I don't know. It just felt flat. It just felt really like all the level design felt really basic, like really open spaces. Like you're running on a big rectangle like all the time, and you can move around quite a bit, and they'll just stuff a couple enemies in there. It's just really basic. And if you don't know, if you can't visualize how I'm trying to describe this, just like look up a little bit of gameplay and you'll see exactly. Enter big room. It's a big square with a few things to do inside of it. And rinse and repeat over and over and over in different areas.
You hit a few switches, you jump up like this particular spot in the first stage. Maybe you'll get up a platform or two or something like that. But not a lot of like really I was gonna say generous verticality, but not a lot of like incredibly entertaining verticality to it. It's more just another excuse to put the character on a different platform. It's really all it is.
Yeah,
it's not,
I
the same thing that happens 2 levels up could be the same thing that happens on the ground. Like
I sort of hate that they put on this thing like every time you enter a room, it's like, oh, there's 2 notes here to find.
Oh, right. And the notes are basically. So you mentioned the notes off the top. The notes look like, yes, they're from Banjo-Kazooie, but in a way they act as like the puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
In the stages.
They're the main collectible.
Yeah, that's right.
But let's just highlight the gameplay because we're going there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Do you want to highlight it or do you want to just poke at it?
I want to describe it.
Please do. Please do.
And I would describe this gameplay as sort of a weird amalgamation of it's definitely got some Mario 64 influences here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also got jank. It's
Yes.
it's it's something I don't necessarily dislike the controls.
Mm.
Like I think there's good movement. There's
Mm-hmm.
like one thing I just hate though is the hitboxes for attacking are very precise. And I think if that was fixed, it would have been a lot more enjoyable. Like you
Right.
have to be right in front of an enemy to punch that enemy. And you
Yeah.
have like fast moves like a slide or like you have this like jump dive sort of thing like Mario, except it's not as like it doesn't give you like a long jump like Mario's dive does, how you sort of like lunge forward. You just sort of like angle forward and sort of like roll. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that doesn't hurt your enemies. So like you if that
What, the
did
slide
something,
doesn't? The slide
no, the
does.
slide does, but not the jump
Oh.
like little like tuck thing.
Oh, the sort of tuck that, yeah,
That
because
it
like
feels
with
like it
Mario
should.
64, that is effective, and
Yeah,
with other 3D Mario games after that, yeah.
yeah. It's kind of weird. It's I don't know. It's got you got a basic like couple hit combo, like a 3-hit combo. You've got a ground pound basically. That's a little
Mm-hmm.
more like you can it's sort of like a free flow ground pound that's like really fast. So you jump with air, press Z, and you can kind of like angle it in whatever direction you want to go. It doesn't just go straight down, which is kind of nice actually.
Right, right, yeah. There's reasons why they do that every once in a while. Is it like a critical thing? No, but it's at least it's not just like you said, just a straight shot down. Um, I found it completely pointless to be just frames or half a polygon away, pixels away from an enemy trying to punch them. It was
Yeah, I
it
hate it.
was it was stupid because they attack faster than you. Like their animations, you have to finish essentially your swing, your attack, your animation before the next one can start. So you're kind of getting close every time you hit them and closer almost so that you
Yeah.
get that combo that you mentioned. I found all I did was like run in a small circle and just do the slide because the slide is the same as hitting them. It still does one hit. And some of the enemies actually get hit twice when you slide because you kind of go through them. And a lot of the enemies take 3 hits to do. So all I do is slide twice and boom, they're done. So that was a way to
Yeah.
kind of like cheese the game. Yeah, it just happened by chance because I noticed that when you hit the enemy, they flash, right? They have like a hit animation, and I realized it flashed twice, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I'm actually hitting them twice. So I tried to punch the enemy 3 times, and when I did, I realized, oh, they take 3 hits of my punch, but only 2 of my slide, and I just did that honestly through the whole game, and that was pretty much it. So as repetitive as parts of the game are, the way that I approached the game was also repetitive because it felt to me like the most effective.
Yeah. Did you do the
And that
breakdance slide?
did I do the breakdance? What's the difference with the breakdance slide? Am I missing that?
Did you not? Did you? So it's kind of a secret move that I don't know
Oh,
if they ever tell you how to do it. I just figured it out.
no, I
And
don't think I
I'm trying
did.
to remember. I think you press Z and B at the same time. And you literally
Oh,
do a slide, but you like get on your head and spin with kicking while kicking.
no, I don't think I did. I ran in circles, press Z, press Z, and then just slid, and that was it. And he kind of like does like the splits on the ground and
Did you
slides.
throw your hat?
Yes, I did do that. That
Okay.
was also an accident, and I was like, "Oh, cool!"
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
did. I threw
Did
my
you
hat.
do
That
a
was kind of fun.
backflip?
Yes, I did a backflip. Yeah, I
Okay.
think the thing you're saying though, I guess you could hit enemies twice with that. I guess because
Yeah.
you do.
It
Yeah.
you did like
Okay.
a little helicopter kick on your head basically, and you would slide forward.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I mean,
It's
that's
not
a
as
fun
reliable
animation.
as the slide though. It looks really cool, but and you
Yeah.
feel cool when you pull it off, but the actual slide is probably just way easier to just keep doing over and over, you know?
Yeah, like the effectiveness of it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like when you stand still in this game, it's hard to not defend yourself, but it's hard to kind of fight back more
Yeah.
than it should be. Like it's not a hard game, but those aspects of like the combat are not forgiving in any way. It's like either you do it or you don't. There's no in between. There's no like, I guess in this section that we're watching right now, you can technically jump on a couple of enemies and stuff, but like when you're playing that in a more 3D space, trying to figure out where you're jumping and jump on an enemy doesn't really work that well. So that's why I just almost always use the slide at any chance I could get. So it's like you said, you go into these open areas, mostly open areas. It's a big rectangular square. There's enemies running around. There's some obstacles. Like the first stage here is like the prison. You're trying to break out of prison. And I think the last or second last spot that you go to, they have spotlights on the ground. And every time you hit a spotlight, for some reason, it takes a heart off your health. It's a weird thing. But little things like that. Nothing too outrageous. Nothing too unexpected, I would say. I like that it did this little section here where you're sort of doing like a 2D thing. I don't think it was super fun to play, but at least it was something different. But you don't get a lot of that.
It was interesting, but yeah, it's way too slow. Like it slows the pace to a crawl, especially when you just sit there and watch an elevator animation as you're going down. It's so
slowest
slow.
Elevator ever.
It's very slow. And you know what's probably a good way to describe just the basic mechanics of like running, jumping, and how you attack. Very similar moveset to Crash Bandicoot, where he has the slide, he has the jump.
Yeah.
And there's even like a little crouch crawl movement. But imagine the spin that Crash has. You have to stop in place and it hits only directly in front of you. You can't move at all while you're doing it. And all the enemies take multiple hits. So
yeah, every single one. I thought that was actually kind of annoying. Like
that's a bad choice.
I understand. Yeah, I think I understand having some variety in enemies, and like there's a few, but at the same time, basically you just go to a new stage. They act the same, they just look a little bit different. That's pretty much all it is, just a different model. The first stage is the prison. Second stage, I think, is the city. I think you're supposed to be in Chicago, just like in the movies and stuff. Yeah, and then the third or the fourth is a graveyard.
Yeah, the third is a graveyard, and then the swamp.
Yeah, or other way around, one of those. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's graveyard then swamp.
Yeah, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's it. It's not a long game.
It's not a long game. So the little like quote I had from that IGN 64 article from 1999, or paragraph from 1999. Apparently they wanted the game to be longer and not as easy, I guess. And I don't know that they succeeded on either of those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about this game would have been easier? I don't understand what they would have like some of these spaces are so sparse and longer than they need to be for a lot of in a lot of ways, and it just feels like they're just extending the time. So I don't, for a game that was released in 2000, I've said this about a couple games that we've played. I think Paper Mario is like the only one I have yet to say this, at least in recent memory. This is a late release game, and it feels like this was out in 96 or 97.
Yeah, I'd agree.
This does not feel like something that was, this feels like they had ideas, they didn't have a dev kit, and they said, oh, we need to tie in with Blues Brothers. Like this should be like Blues Brothers 97. Like that's what this feels like.
Yeah.
And
did
that's
the actual
so unfortunate.
Blues Brothers 2000 movie come out in like 98?
Let me just see. Actually, I was looking it up before. It did come out in 98. Yeah, that's right. I thought it came out in 99. Yeah. So this not only is this two years after the movie came out, which I don't, I understand things in like, the late 90s, did the whole like new millennium thing. They put 2000 in front of things. That's fine. I get that. But for this game to not only be out 2 years later, but to be not even really related at all, to the movie. I don't understand that either. Unfortunately, I think this is another Titus not
Blunder.
so good. No, blunder. I
Yeah.
was going to say
Well,
failure, but failure, I don't know.
to
That's
be
hard.
fair, it does get better. And by it does get better, I mean it does get worse. Because there are these random, I freaking hated them, rhythm button
Oh my God.
input timed events
Yeah.
that completely stall the game to a halt. And you have to sit there and do several rounds of some guy teaching you, hey, man, you got to learn these dance moves. And then you have to hit it on the beat.
Right on.
Left, right, up, down, B, A. And it's like, press it. And then you press it, and it's like only on the beat, and there's no music. So you have it doesn't sync with
dude.
any music. And it's like totally just like randomly. So you're just counting like, okay, it's on the fourth like time this square.
To count it in your head. Yeah, essentially. This is what it sounds like as an example, because basically what you do is the way that you described it is pretty much spot on, where you meet up with this character that randomly has a keyboard and drum set like in the middle of like a prison yard for some reason, for example, at the beginning, and he's like, do these moves, and you press this corresponding button, which are not difficult combinations, but the way that you're supposed to execute them and how they're basically they're almost trying to say like, hey, this is a rhythm game. This is Parappa the Rapper, but it's
so
awful. Much worse.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do.
Yes,
I want you to play it with the music, and I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say hit when the input's supposed to be pressed, so that you can hear how it doesn't line up. At least I don't remember it lining up. So let's see. This will be the test.
I don't think it does. It definitely doesn't, obviously. So here we go. He's walking up to
the guy.
Yep.
Here we go. So this is the music that plays. Hit. 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 It's like if you've ever been at a concert and the audience is like clapping off beat, and then sometimes they're on the beat, but then they go off again.
You know what it is? It's the big outdoor concerts where the people way in the back hear it like 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
It's like one of those. That's what it's like.
It's awful.
So the music itself isn't necessarily the issue. It's the fact that they're making it seem like this is a rhythm game, rhythm aspect of the game, and you got to get that beat on. But like you just, I know people weren't necessarily seeing it if they're listening to this episode, but that music and what you were saying doesn't line up. Even if it lines up once, it didn't line up the next time.
Yeah.
Maybe it lined up every other time. And that just completely throws you off, especially going and playing a game like this after we have like essentially 10 or 12 years of games like Rock Band and Guitar Hero and games similar to that. Like it just is so much worse. And at this point, we had Parappa the Rapper, which is not only a better game, but more fun. The music is cool. Not that this music's terrible, but like it just did it better. And this is trying to like insert that idea in here. And it's so stupid.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I don't know. I did not like that aspect of the game, and it keeps making you do it throughout the entire game.
You have to do it at least 4 or 5 times, right? Like you have to do it every level.
You have to do it in every level. And then the final thing is a rhythm game where you're like dancing.
Right. They just needed to find some excuse to put music in it that isn't just the background tunes, I guess. Like I don't know. I know the whole
thing. I don't think the music really, I mean, it's never lines up with the music. So what's the point? I mean,
exactly. I am not defending it. Believe me. Definitely not defending it. I do not understand.
I also want to add, because it just popped up. This is a side note. I really got a kick out of after you beat a level, rather than there being some sort of cutscene or like any sort of context, it just shows images, like just like a JPEG gets thrown on the screen, of like the characters doing something, and then it pops to another one, and then you're like basically in the next level. It's like picture the Spider-Man comic in the Spider-Man 2000 game. How
Right,
you
right.
like, yeah, except it's one screenshot, it's no text, and it just like goes to the next thing.
And that's it.
It's more like
There-
when you beat Smash Bros as a character and it says thank you for playing, and you get a random screen of like some
yeah,
character.
it's was this game not also released on PlayStation? I think it
Nope.
was, wasn't it? I thought
Nope.
it
I looked
was.
it up because I wanted to specifically look up and see if that one had cutscenes. But nope, it's only on N64.
It's only on 64, which yeah, I guess a little tab on the top says that. 'Cause sometimes they get re-released as like a PC game or something like that. Anyways, point is, it's just random. Like the sorry, the Spider-Man ones that you mentioned, the game that we played last year for this console, made more sense because they're comic strips, they're comic frames, things like that. Whereas this thing that we're looking at right now is the start of the second level. You got giant sideburns in your face, which I know that's the character, but it's just a still of your main character. I think, what was his name? Is it Elwood? Yeah, Elwood.
Elwood. I almost
Yeah,
said
Elwood
Elroy.
staring at a laundry truck, which I guess has something to do with someone you're looking for. Like, okay.
Oh yeah, plot to
Um,
this game. I forgot. You're
plot
trying to
plot
get
is just
rescue
you're
your
trying to get the
band.
band back together. That's
You're
the
trying
plot.
to get the band back together, and you're in prison, and you gotta save the guitar player, and you gotta also find his guitar that's just like randomly in the prison somewhere
In the corner of the prison yard.
in the corner of the yard. And yeah, and I wonder if you could bypass the rhythm games by not saving the disco prisoner that like does the rhythm games in the first place.
That actually does it.
That would be awesome.
That'd actually be great because then the game would keep moving. What's crazy is it puts the game to a stall for a couple minutes each time at least, and this is a very short game. I don't have the exact time
Probably like
of
2 hours long.
yeah, like if you don't you could definitely play this in one
2 to
sitting.
3.
You'll probably die a couple times. You might have to reset a couple times, so maybe that'll extend your time by half an hour, some version of it, but nothing crazy. For example, this is a long play video that I have. They're going through it at a pretty steady clip. Obviously, this is someone who's played the game before, and they're not necessarily speed running, but they're going through it pretty effectively. The entire video, which includes the credits, which includes the intro, it includes all the little scenes that Jiggy was just talking about in between. 1 hour 44 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything. And I don't think you'll necessarily beat it that effectively if you or that quickly if you've never played it before. Like it definitely took me probably like 3 hours, but roughly three and a half, I would say, with some restarts and stuff. But like the fact that that is all you get out of this, I keep going back to that quote I said, a little while ago. Like, what about this was longer, or what about this game made it shorter and easier last time? Like, what the?
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I feel like maybe in response they just added a crap ton of enemies. Like,
There's not even any. Like,
I mean, you have random little ladies that slap you with their purse in the middle of the street
yeah,
in this game.
that's true.
I don't
Chicago
know.
also was apparently
Dog.
just one street. Oh yeah, the dog. Yeah, that's true. Like this section that we're looking at here, you mentioned this earlier when you're kind of describing the gameplay overall. Is just you're in a sewer somehow. The sewer has a door, by the way, as opposed to the giant pit that looked like, oh, this will take me to the sewer and killed me instead. Like, no, you have to go through a door to get into the sewer. So there's that. I thought that was supremely stupid when I couldn't figure that out. And it's like, oh, here's a bunch of platforms on this super, super high sewer, by the way, that is like 50 feet tall. And there's just platforming for the sake of platforming.
Oh, to be fair, this isn't the sewer.
Oh, it's not to the sewer. Oh no, right. It's leading to the sewer.
This is leading to the sewer. And I thought this was I'm saying this because I literally did the same thing. And it was like, you need to get to the sewer. And I went in here, I'm like, I am in the sewer. And
Right.
I couldn't figure out. I mean, it has big freaking pipes, for crying out loud. When you grab this wrench and stand on that thing, it does tell you, hey, use this to pop open a manhole to enter the sewer.
Yeah. So one of the things it
Otherwise,
has is it has these little areas where it gives you like a hint of what you need to do. But you don't know what the sewer is, for example, in this particular level. You don't know what door you're supposed to go to for what it's hinting you at.
Mm-mm.
And there's what's crazy about this part here is this particular one, really because we're looking at it right now, which is why we're talking about this specifically, is there's 2 manholes on the street of the Chicago level.
You can only open one.
Only one of them opens. And this sewer, this platforming sewer part is so long and so repetitive. This is the kind of shit I feel like they added, because I'm just like, why is this section insanely long when it's just the same tunnel with like what are these, like angry landlords in the sewer and some angry turtles? Like, what is going on here? Again, enemies for the sake of enemies, platforming for the sake of platforming. Let's just throw a couple like gaps in here. Let's put a couple platforms on the side of the wall. Like, unfortunately, it's just one of those games where they're going for a bit of a cartoony style. They're going for a bit of a goofy type of thing. And I think one of the things, one credit I would give the game is that it does have some like fun cartoony sound effects every once in a while. Like when he jumps, it kind of sounds like a spring or whatever. But that doesn't mean that it plays well.
Yeah,
or
it's got a
feels
little
great to do
Looney
it.
Tunes vibe to it.
That's a good one. Yeah, here, let's see if the sound comes up.
Yep, there it is. Boom.
It's fine. It's fine. You know,
He's just jumping
like,
through the sewers. That's what that sound was.
that's it. Just jumping across pipes. That's it. Boing, boing. But again, only sound you get when he jumps. You know, I don't know. I don't know what I expected, but I expected a little bit better than this, honestly.
I guess I sort of expected like a backflip. I expected a little more to the gameplay than there is, because it's essentially run, jump, and then you have like the punching move that's like not really viable. Thankfully, they give you a slide move, which is more viable. And graphically, just to throw it out there, it's very okay. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's definitely like for a late release. For a late release, it's bad. For an N64 game in general, it's okay.
Yes, I 100% agree. Again, I don't know. I can't get, like, I understand we have to put ourselves. Yes, we're reviewing this now. Yes, we're talking about this now, but you still also kind of have to put yourself in the mode of playing this game at this time. And like, I would just not anticipate this being anything that got me excited or blown away at the time.
I mean, the fact that I would probably argue Mario 64 looks better than this, and that was a launch title.
Yes, it does. It does. And it's also, you know, obviously Mario's a colorful game. This isn't as colorful, but like you said, it's going for a little bit of a Looney Tunes vibe. The character designs are very cartoony. I believe there was supposed to be a cartoon Blues Brothers at the time that I don't think released or didn't release. So maybe it was based on that or based on a comic strip or something like that. Like, I don't mind the character designs, especially of like the actual band members and Elwood and stuff, but character design doesn't mean the game looks great. Like,
yeah,
that's just,
I mean,
that's just art design, you know?
This is not too far off from Conker's Bad Fur Day, which looks a billion times better than this.
Yeah, moves better, looks better, sounds better, like,
yep,
a lot of things. And you know, maybe it's a smaller team. Sure, it's not rare if you want to, you know, if you want to sort of compare things, but like, still, like,
even so, it's also got big black text boxes with. They're very simple, very simple. There's some things that feel like there was care put into it, and then there's some things that just feel like they just put it in there to put it in there. And you're like,
that's yeah, whatever that term would be for that. That I had all these sort of like mixed feelings as I was playing it too. I'm like, I feel like, okay, I got the hang of this, or I feel like I get what they're going for. Okay, I'm gonna do this to kind of move on to the next area. I understand how they're operating this way. Okay, this is simple platforming. That's fine. It happens. You know, it's a 64. That happens. It's almost 30 years ago. Like, totally fine. But I don't think there's much of an excuse for it this late in the life cycle and stuff. And I think, like you said, this is another not so great Titus title. They did a lot of tie-in games. I wanted to pull up some of their games just to kind of compare, because like, I don't want to shit on a company. I don't love doing that, but like, in some ways I was like, oh yeah, okay, this was Titus. Like I feel like it just was this way for a lot of their stuff. They made old Prince of Persia games for Super Nintendo. They did. I'm trying to find one that was. They made the Hercules game that we're going to play eventually for the 64, also out this year. So that's exciting in 2000. And I don't think Carmageddon 64 came out in 2000, but it came out on Game Boy Color. Carmageddon 64 was one of the first games that that I played when I launched this show years ago at this point, and it's bad. Like it's just a bad game. It's worse than this. Like it again is trying to go for crazy stuff. I know Carmageddon's supposed to be like this mature racing thing or mature run people over. It's just not good. So Titus is kind of synonymous for, infamous for not making great games. And
didn't Titus also do Superman?
Yeah, that's right. Yes. That's right. Yeah. So
there you go.
There you go. Superman, the new Superman Adventures, to be exact. We also have Virtual Chess and Virtual Chess 2 to look forward to. And we also have the Xena game. I guess they had the Xena and Hercules
the combo.
Properties. And what else we have? A game called Roadsters, apparently. So that's what we have left still on the 64. So yeah,
nice
combo of Xena and for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think this is great. Sadly, I wish there was more here. I wish this was better. I wish there was something here that I could say, give this a shot, even though it's short. I don't know. I don't know. If it's unfortunately,
I can't recommend it from my obsessed with platformers mindset. It's just too. It's almost like if you just play the first level for like a little bit, you'll get a taste for the whole game, and that's all you need to do. If you want to really know what it's like, you really don't have to dive into this game. I would argue that this Graveyard, actually, the level design is a bit better, but it's not like dramatically better.
No, it's just slightly more complex in some areas.
Yeah, it's less simple.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. It's just less repetitive, I guess. It feels a little bit better than some of them. It's just the one that I actually enjoyed the most of what I could enjoy of it, I think. Yeah, I look at, we played Tonic Trouble not too long ago. I know slightly different games, but not too far off. Again, that is a proof of concept type of idea or a precursor to Rayman 2, and it's still better than this, and it came out years before. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just a very not. I don't even want to say it's awful. It's not a very offensive 3D platformer. It's just also not a good one.
Yeah.
So I would put this at a solid if I had to rate it with points that don't matter, I would probably put this at a 3 or 4 out of 10. It's bad to bad to okay.
Yeah.
It's playable. It's playable. And you might even find some charm out of it. Like the music's good. There's some redeeming qualities about it. I like the characters. Yeah. I think it's silly. I think it's got a bit of charm. I think really the biggest problem I have is if they just fix the combat, tweak the combat a little bit, and just completely overhauled all the levels.
Just do what you were doing, but just do it all over again.
Listen, when I played the very first part of this game in the prison, literally the very first part, when you first the guard comes in and drops the key and you start moving around, I'm like, okay, this feels good. This actually feels pretty good. And I was running around, I was jumping around, I was hopeful. And then I got further into the prison, maybe about 5-10 minutes, and I was already ready to be done with the prison. I'm like, this level sucks. It's slow paced.
A whole 10 minutes, everybody. A whole 10 minutes.
Dude, I'm telling you, you can tell a bad level from a mile away. Excuse me. Yeah. You can tell a bad level from a mile away when you're played enough 3D platformers. And I can tell you that this game, that's its main issue. And then if you just tweak that, just make your attack so you can run and punch at the same time. Like if you
Oh,
were able to
something.
move and punch at the same time, and that would probably fix it. I mean, even if you didn't
It,
even if you didn't have the skill to mess with the hitboxes, I mean,
yeah,
just being able to move.
which is part of the problem. Yeah. Yeah, it's true because like it's again not like this is riddled with enemies. It's not like it's something where like, oh, you're playing a 3D brawler and there's some platforming in between. It's really the other way around. You can avoid most of the enemies in this, but
Yeah,
with the
if you
times
wanted
that you
to.
can't and the times that you need to sort of fight them off or find a way around them or whatever, it slogs things down when it's supposed to be something that's supposed to be kind of, it's a platform. It's a 3D platform. You got to be able to sort of move a little bit quicker. And it's just, yeah, there's frustrating and disappointing aspects to this at a lot of turns, and it's just unfortunate.
You know what? One of the redeeming qualities of this game is though the death animations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're
Or
fun.
I should say getting hurt animations maybe more than death
Yep.
animations, because there was a pretty sick even right in the prison when you hit the electrical fence, you do a whole like Marv and Home Alone and you like your full skeleton and like your underwear is still there. Like
Yeah.
it's just silly and over the top and I love that. There was a couple more.
Perfect.
That's the one I remember off the top of my head, but
Yeah, that's one that happened to me a few times. I think that's why it's one of the first ones that would come to mind too. And then like when you quote unquote die, he like spins on his toes or his heels and then
Mhm.
falls over. Very very Bugs Bunny, very Daffy Duck, sort of like Looney Tunes, just like you said. And that's all fun. It all feels like a cartoon, but the game doesn't feel like it's matching what that idea and what that animation is. There's parts of it that I'm like, oh yeah, like this. This is one of the reasons why I like this. Like, oh, you're fighting this giant ghost like mobster head. Cool. This is fun. I would love this. Like this is, but doing it sucks. Like the act of doing it sucks. The idea can be fun, but the fact that you have to like actually fight it, like, can I just like do like a chase scene with it? Let me run
Yeah.
in like a 2D section, like you kind of did in the first stage, and let this thing just chase me, and I'll do a couple platforming sections. That's all I needed. That would have
Chases you
been
like a
better.
boulder or like the dinosaur
Yeah,
in Crash Bandicoot, and then you get to
exactly.
the end, it smacks into the wall, it falls to the ground, and then you sit there and lay the hammer on him,
Boom.
and then he
Done.
gets up and you do it again. You do it like twice or 3 times. I'm
Totally
kind of
fine.
I'm kind of against the whole like stereotype doing 3 times to kill a boss. I think I appreciate when levels like change it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
At
that's
least do
so
something a
Donkey
little
Kong
bit different.
64. They always do like 3 hits until
Yeah.
they do like 6 and you're like, "Whoa, when does this boss fight end?" But
A lot it's not the only game that does it, that's for sure. But
just like
yeah,
the
and then the
typical
other,
thing. I think Mario
yeah,
did
it is
that.
very typical. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think uh the other thing too is this is one of those games, unfortunately, that still struggles with the camera. Uh these are
Yeah.
not very, I found what was good about it, or what I like about games, and I've said this before about others, is, oh, that's funny. He gets hit and he like flattened like a piece of paper. Like that's fun.
Mhm.
That's cool. Is I like when games give me the option to put the camera directly behind my 3D character, my third person view. I like that. And it has that. And you can move the camera left to right, like you can control it. It's not the end of the world. But what happened was sometimes I would have the camera set either to like his left or right side or behind him. And then the second I would get up on like a platform or something, the camera would be locked into place or would change at inconsistent times. And that changed which way the joystick had to be pointed at, because he would jump in a different direction. And then I would
Mm.
fail to make that jump, or I wouldn't see the platform properly on at that angle, and then I just wouldn't make it, or and then I have to do that jump over again and realize, oh, the camera is going to push this way automatically and have to reset it and whatever. And I just didn't understand why it was doing that. Um, I ran into that a few times. It's a little weird to me that a camera gets stuck in a stage that doesn't have that much going on in it. It's pretty empty
Mhm.
for the most part. So that part of it was, is it the worst? No, but it definitely could have been better. And I think that
Yeah,
added to some of my frustration.
I think it's a competent camera. I'm not gonna knock the camera too much
Yeah.
because I still feel like 80% of this game's problem is level design.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just don't
You're
have
right.
any
You're
creative
right.
level
Yep.
designs, and when like all the issues you mentioned, like it's because you're platforming and it changes your perspective, and you're like, oh, like right now this person is, it's almost like top down at a slight angle, And
I don't mind that, but this is like a locked camera position, and that's fine. But it's when it
yeah,
wasn't locked that I found the issue. That's
it
what I didn't
changes
like.
all the time.
It changes all the time, and it's fine to kind of be in this locked overhead thing. If anything, that adds a little bit of variety to design that you're
Yeah.
saying is not great. So that's fine. But I just like, ugh, I don't know. I was disappointed. Overall, I think we're disappointed, and it's unfortunately something that you should miss. I think we have 2 games back to back that, or 3, I guess, if you want to count the the Olympic hockey, that are mostly misses. February is just play the curling game and the Nagano Olympics
Yep.
game. That's basically
That's
what we're saying.
exactly right.
play the curling mini game. And this is a sign of things because I pulled up the Nintendo Power issue that came out in August of 2000 when this game came out. I believe it came out in July or August of 2000. And when Nintendo Power does not give you a great score, you know something's up. Nintendo Power gave it a quote unquote overall rating of 6.8, which for them is basically a fail because they usually give everything super high when it didn't deserve it. And it was a 6.8. It was the lowest scoring N64 game on that issue. In its defense, it had to deal with Mario Tennis and Ogre Battle 64, which were 9.1 for Mario Tennis and 8.3 for Ogre Battle. So, like, tough competition, but still, just an example of how it was received, even in the Nintendo Power issues. So, sadly, everyone, it's a miss. But you're welcome, I guess, because we played it, so you didn't have to.
But the music's good.
I guess the music's good. Let's do one more taste of what this music has to offer. Very noisy if you're not seeing what's going on, picking up some collectibles. So
yeah, and I should add that the basic gameplay loop, aside from collecting notes, you have to rescue your band members, you have to find their instrument, and basically every part of the level is locked behind like a keyhole, and you have to randomly find a key in the level to unlock that keyhole. And it's just rinse
just a
and
color
repeat,
coded
like
key. Yeah.
literally, but it's every single level. I'm like, why does every level have doors with keys that we need to open up? Like, it made sense for the prison. It doesn't really make sense for the graveyard. It didn't make sense for Chicago, for crying out loud. Why do I need a key to open a door in a public space in Chicago? It makes no sense.
I don't know. I haven't been to Chicago personally, so maybe that's just how it was in 2000.
Well, take it from me. You don't need a key to get into stuff. And if you do need a key in Chicago, they don't use keys. They just break in.
Oh, geez. Oh, and now another dancing section. Yeah.
Great.
So Blues Brothers 2000. Sorry, everyone, but actually, you're welcome.
It's got no soul, man.
It's got no soul, man. It's not this game, as they say in the movie. They're on a mission from God, which is what they say a few times. This game is not that. It is not on any mission, and it's definitely not coming from God.
Mission from the devil.
Mission failed.
Maybe not that bad.
No, it's not evil. It's just not good. That's all. Yeah. Okay, let's do, before we get out of here, music quiz. I figured this was my roundabout way of saying, hey, Blues Brothers are related to music. They're a band. They do music stuff. Let's do another music quiz thing, which I haven't done in a little bit. I only have one because I kind of came up with it at the last minute here to be like, hey, let's do this. But these are all, like I said earlier, your choices will all be from 1996 and across various platforms. I'm going to play, I think I have about a 25 second music clip here. It's not sound effects. I believe it's either title music or music in the background from one of the stages of what this game is. So I'm going to pull it up here like that. I know it's a blank page, but I made a little way to play it here on our program. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. Okay, and then it repeats. It's mostly that. It goes up and
Mhm.
down a couple times, but that's the clip that I took from it. Okay, so I can play it again if you want, but these are your 4 choices. Guess that 1996 game. We have Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil, Wave Race 64, Tomb Raider, or Nights into Dreams. All from various platforms, but these are all released in 1996, 30 years ago. Resident Evil, Wave Race 64, Tomb Raider, or Nights into Dreams.
It's actually okay. Well, I don't think it's Wave Race. I think that's out. My gut
Okay.
tells me it's not Knights,
Okay.
but as I'm listening to it, I'm like, it kind of sounds like it could be Knights. Like it
I'll
has a
play it again
similar.
for just a couple seconds. Here you go.
I feel like
That's
I'd remember it if it was from Knights. Oh,
okay.
if I get this wrong. But I also think it's too happy to be from Resident Evil. And it feels
Okay.
a little more fantasy. I'm gonna go Tomb Raider. Final answer, Tomb Raider.
Final answer, Tomb Raider. And that is, I should have a sound effect. Ding, ding, ding. That's correct. It is Tomb Raider.
Aha!
Hey.
Okay, Tomb
I thought,
Raider is the only one on that list. Funny enough, I haven't really played.
ooh,
So I'm
okay.
like, I know it's not Wave Race. That was out immediately. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I had to throw
Knights
a
and Resident
64 game in
Evil,
there.
actually pretty good picks to like throw me off because it sounds like it could be something from those games.
Yeah.
Like the music,
Because Resident
the
Evil
choices
throws
for
in
instruments,
these, yeah, Resident Evil throws in these sort of like
chill
orchestral things.
moments. Yeah,
Yeah, chill
yeah.
moments, especially in the early ones because they're slower games, like stuff like that. The Knights I threw in there because I know that that game is a little bit more fantasy-esque. You know, it
Yeah.
feels like that kind of thing. I haven't played it, but I've seen lots of gameplay of it and stuff.
Yeah,
And
the like dreamy harp sound is
yep,
something that could totally be from that. But I'm like, I had to trust my gut. I was like, I know that soundtrack. I was like, this is not on that soundtrack.
yeah, see, I don't. If you gave me these exact options and I heard that, I probably would have picked Knights because I don't know the game that well, and I would have assumed that Tomb Raider had something maybe not more amped up because it's not exactly the fastest game at
Mhm,
all times, but something that was less, like you said, dreamlike. You know, it feels like
mhm.
it didn't quite fit it, but you are right. That
It felt
1996
a little
game,
bit
Tomb Raider.
too fantasy. Like it
Mm,
sounded like almost like a Zelda or something,
yeah, it does a
like
little bit.
more than a Resident Evil. So it was
Yeah,
just like eliminating the options. I'm like, I'm just gonna trust that this is it. So that was
I like it, man.
I'm proud that that worked out.
Golf clap, golf clap. There you go.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm
All
gonna go
right.
play some Tomb Raider.
Yeah, man, you know, if there was a way to tie in Tomb Raider to a 64 game, maybe we'll find a way because I haven't played those first two, man, probably since they came out. It's been, or very close to when they were released. It's been a long time. I played the new series, which was great. I really like that, but completely different games.
Yeah.
And speaking of Tomb Raider, they're doing re-releases that are coming. At least one of them's coming out in 2026. They're re-releasing the first or the second one, like sort of remaster type style.
Mm,
And then one of them is a brand new game that looks a lot like the style of the old ones, or at least that type of gameplay. There's dinosaurs in it. There's tomb
yeah,
raiding in
that's
it,
cool.
you know. So a little less sort of for the realism, you know. That's what the newer ones did, and they're fun.
Yeah, they're cool.
Definitely,
Like
definitely a
ty
different feel. Definitely a different
typical
feel.
third person shooters. I know I went back because I'd never played Tomb Raider. It's one of those game series I just never played. And
Mhm.
I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. I have one now, but I didn't back then, so I never played
Yeah,
it.
same.
But I do have one Tomb Raider. I think it's Tomb Raider Chronicles on Dreamcast, and I
Okay.
was like, okay, I'm gonna play this, and I actually broke it out with my little nephew, and I was like, let's try this game, and we went around, and to be honest, both of us were kind of like, how do we move? And like,
Yeah.
it's a
If
little
that one is the
complex.
same as the yeah, if that one's the same as the first two were, or
Yeah,
maybe even three,
gameplay wise, it's very similar.
they're essentially tank controls in an action game,
Yeah,
like even more so than what Resident Evil ever was at the time. So,
yeah.
um, those controls are of their time. It's interesting that you played it because I would be curious what that feels like. I do remember at the time not really getting it fully until I played it a lot. So it's interesting that you had that same feel. That must be like the third or fourth one that came out of its Dreamcast. So that's crazy. yeah, play some Tomb Raider, people. This franchise is awesome, and it's coming back. It's coming back.
I love this.
Don't play Blues Brothers
Don't
2000.
play Blues Brothers. Go play Tomb Raider.
Go play Tomb Raider. Don't take out your N64 from 1996,
Bust out the
or sorry,
PS1.
from 2000. Play your PS1 from 1996, not your N64 from 2000
There
for
we
these
go.
particular games.
Look
at that
Let me
beauty.
Throw that controller away.
That. No, don't throw it. Don't throw it.
No, I won't throw it. It's valuable. It still has a joystick on it.
Yeah, I got my purple one handy beside me. Woo!
Oh, nice. I also have my
Yeah.
NSO one. I have a spare NSO one, and I have more in the back.
Well, aren't we fancy? Aren't we fancy?
Yeah.
All right, Jiggy, we are now a couple months into 2026. It's no longer a Happy New Year type of thing, but how are the first couple months going, and how are we looking going into March, I guess? Because as of when this episode's going to be out there to people, we're going to be a couple of days from March when this releases.
Oh man, well, March is going to be an exciting time. I know, at least on my channel, but I think we're also going to cover it on the podcast. But it is Conker's 25th anniversary. So, being the rare channel that I am, I will be doing a bunch of Conker content that actually I haven't really. I hinted at in a post that I'm working on a Conker video, but I'm probably gonna have a couple. So, and I'm gonna be live streaming it, which is great. And if you know me, my channel's pretty PG. So,
yep, perfect for Conker's bad.
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. We're gonna try and cover that game as close as we can to the actual release date. We'll try and do it within March or within a week or two of its release and stuff. But I remember, I think before or just as we were having our son, I guess now a year and a half ago, I was like, we're gonna play Conker. That's gonna be one of the games we cover. And then our kid was born, and we never got to it. And now's the time. Now's the time. Look at that
Conker shelf.
There's your cartridge. There's your banner.
Much, but yeah, I got a big banner. I've got a whole shelf dedicated to Conker.
Yeah, so I think at the time was the first time that I went back and played that game for the first time in like 20 years, probably, which is actually not that far off when it was released. And I played through I think the first 3, I guess you could call them worlds or areas, whatever they refer to them as in that. I might go back and just start from the beginning as opposed to I played the Mighty Pooh, I did all that. I went to that. But I'll probably restart, and that'll be one of the games coming up. So look forward to that in March. Lots of stuff that Jiggy's going to be doing, because if you want to watch his awesome coverage of rare games and live streaming and stuff, you live stream on Friday nights.
Friday nights at 7:30 EST. We're trying to finish Battletoads, which
that's great.
I'm on the Klinger Winger, and for people who know what that is.
I thought you said your show was PG. Klinger Winger does not sound PG.
Well, the Klinger Winger, I wish it would go away, because
you wish it was PG.
Oh my gosh, dude. That freaking level, for those, just that mention of people, the mention of those words, that series of words to people who played Battletoads on NES know why this is annoying.
It is triggering.
It is triggering, and apparently it is one of the hardest retro gaming levels in video game history. It is one of the hardest levels.
Yeah.
I actually, the last time I had played through a lot of levels the last stream, and I got to this one before I ended the night, and my thumb hurt. And I was like, what the heck?
What controller are you using? Actually, I didn't even check.
Oh, I'm actually using the NSO because I'm playing it on my Switch. I'm using the NSO Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which probably is slightly better than the normal NES controller, but
it's as close as you're gonna get. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, dude. Could you imagine playing it with this stupid Xbox D-pad? Oh my gosh, trash.
It wouldn't work.
That'd be awful. No. But yeah, it's rough. I had my friend sort of give me a mini, not a therapy session after that, but we were playing games, and he's like, hey man, I just got to ask you something. And I was like, okay. And it got really serious. And he's like, are you going to finish Battletoads? And he's like, because I was watching, he's like, I could tell you were getting really frustrated. And he's like, and I don't blame you. That looked really, really hard. And I was like,
yep.
Yeah, but I don't quit and I don't run. I'm gonna finish it.
Boom.
Any way I can.
just like you did with Perfect Dark in the last a couple months of 2025. I commend you for even trying in the first place, sir. Honestly, because Battletoads for the NES is very well known as one of, if not the hardest game, pretty much ever, especially of the 90s
It's hard,
development
man.
era.
It
Yeah,
is
it
hard.
is. It's insane. It's really
And,
insane.
and that's coming from me who loves Earthworm Jim. And I thought Earthworm Jim was hard. This is harder.
It is hard. Earthworm Jim is hard. You're right. Yeah, you're dedicated and you're skilled. And
I'm a man.
my Blues Brothers top hat is off to you. Like it would drive me crazy. It would drive me crazy. I don't think I could do it. Not now. Maybe 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, when I probably wouldn't get sore thumbs after 4 minutes, but and frustrated as easy.
I don't think
but,
I've ever gotten a sore thumb from playing video games before. Even the stupid Mario Party, like doing the palm thing,
Yeah.
my palm like maybe got a little red, but it never hurt.
Yeah.
But my thumb was sore from playing Battletoads. Just from the
when you get
furious
to those
keypad.
Well, it's that, and then you get to like frustrating points, and you don't even notice that maybe you're pushing it different,
Yeah.
or like the forces that you're bending differently. Or
I fully expect to
pushing
have
down.
to get a new
Just-
Super Nintendo
Yeah.
NSO controller in the near future because that D-pad's gonna be trash.
Oh my god, I hope it's worth it, sir. I again, my hat's off to you. So that's something. So yeah, I was going to mention this earlier too. I've been having trouble with my capture card and trying to be able to like stream
no.
games and stuff. Yeah, I think I figured it out. Today was actually a good turning point. I think I had to like uninstall and reinstall drivers and things, which at first didn't work, and I was really frustrated and whatever. I might have figured it out. So I think I might try to do a little bit of streaming coming up as soon as I can find time. And obviously, like I've said in the past, I don't necessarily have a consistent schedule like Jiggy does, but I'll try to give people a heads up on YouTube and on social media as I can. But yeah, a couple good games, couple guests coming up over the next couple of months as well, and some pretty cool games. We'll cross our fingers for them to be home runs and not Blues Brothers or most.
We're
of the
bound for a
Nagano
good
Olympics. Yeah, let's rebound for a couple of weeks at the very least, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. Don't play Blues Brothers 2000. Go play Conker's Bad Fur Day. Win Back is also coming up on the show.
Oh, baby.
And also, if you have a PlayStation or a way to play PlayStation games, Tomb Raider is there too.
Yeah.
Good times, everyone. Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you next time on Remember 64. Goodbye.
Bye.